What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash. We had quite the day. Quite the day. We had a nice little pump. Most of it was a wick. Less of it was a body. I do think that we're going to go lower. Generally with this kind of look, as we had here, went lower. As we had here, went lower. You know, Here even we stumbled a little bit, but ultimately went lower. To the reverse effect, we go higher, right? So I do think that this is a sign that you know this was an attempt up. It did happen on the Bitcoin fake ETF news, but we closed right at the 236 after finding support at the 382 in this area, coming back up, finding resistance at the 236, and then going down to your 61869 zone. It's a very common thing to do, and that's at about 195 to 188. So those price targets are still very much in effect. I know I was calling for lower prices down here, and we had this day that was news driven. Apparently, for whatever reason, it went up. People are saying it's because of the fake ETF news, and I could see that, but who really knows? Maybe this was just stop losses being hunted for all the shorts, and people got liquidated, and now there's people that are going long up here because we have a lower high. For whatever reason, they went long there after the pump, and now they're underwater as well. So you have shorts that got taken down here. You have longs that got taken down here, both of which are underwater. There's pain on both sides. We probably don't move down too quickly. Maybe we do play around in this like upward area again to have like one more sell off and then we come down. But I don't think we're going to make it too much past this 236 area. Let's see. Get rid of all these lines here. Looking at the 4 hour, yeah, the 4 hour looks very bullish in the RSI. It really didn't. To me, it looked like it was going to give up down here whenever it found resistance on this 40, but we actually found support right on the oversold zone and then just continue to build from there. I would expect, again, that we see another run up, probably just another kind of line of false hope for anybody who thinks that this move is fake. It might give some people a bit of like worriedness that it might not actually be fake, and then for the people that went long up here, it'll just give them reason to not like close their longs, or in another way, it'll be a second chance to kind of close your longs for a slight loss instead of a major loss like you would be now. And then maybe it would also scare some people out of their shorts if we went up higher. Anyways, who knows? It's all hypothetical. We don't really know what's going to happen, but looking at this now, if we went down a little lower to the 222 area and then found support there, we could go up. We might even find support here because this is a previous area of support on the price. Going up to the 236 here, that's right around 240, something like that would make sense. Maybe even to 232. We're sitting at 226 right now, so probably a little bit above 232. We haven't really been respecting the 382s so much, so I would think that we go, we had resistance up here at about 234, so a little bit above 232 wouldn't be too out of the question. 222. And then from there, we'll have bearish divergence on our 4 hour. We will have more bearish divergence on our 2 hour. The 1 hour just looks bad. We've got enough bearish divergence there, but one more move up wouldn't be too out of the question. If not, then we are just going to go straight down. We might. It is still pretty early. This is only one day, not even a day after this mayhem. We could see a pretty dramatic flash crash right now. But that, I don't think, when I say dramatic, I want to be careful because I really don't think that we're going to go lower than this low here. I'd be surprised if we went too much lower than 188, than like this level right here. But we could. But I think it'll be swift. Seeing this kind of false price action genuinely begets swift retaliation to the true side. So soon, man. Hopefully we'll be done with this. Hopefully it'll go down, and then we can actually start talking about things going higher. There is the possibility that we could be going higher. I don't think that that's what's happening right now. I do think that we're getting ready to go lower, but maybe before we actually make the final drop below here, we have one more run up to this like 235, 240 area, something like that. Find resistance again, and then go down for real. So it is a new week. We do have 5 days and 20 hours left, essentially 6 days left. Overall, on the weekly, I think we're bullish, you guys. I do think that, again, just to say this again, that when we go lower here, we're probably going to find a higher low. And then overall, we're going to build from this general kind of move. If we're looking at it from a top to a bottom here, we found resistance on the 618 once, twice even. Generally, the fact that this was kind of a fake news driven day, I don't know if I would count this as a second pass, but generally with the second pass look, that doesn't look good for continuation. And maybe that makes sense because maybe after going down, finding support on this 236 area, and then coming up, maybe we do hit some turbulence on these deeper retracements, and we don't see extensions. Because we're still ways away from the halving, you guys. We don't have to break this high before the end of this year. I would think that we do, but maybe by the end of this month we're up here in this area, or by the end of next month even we're up in this area, and we come back down and find support at a previous area that we've had resistance, which at this point would be somewhere around like 250. But who knows? I'm just kind of spitballing ideas here. At the moment, generally speaking, again, I would think that this double rejection off the 618 area wouldn't promote extensions, but because it was a fake news driven day, I think that might be an exception. We might, even though we have 1-2 attempts here that we didn't get through the 618, I think if we were to come to the 618 on the third attempt, it would, in my opinion, be truly like the second attempt, and that would merit potential to these extension areas, which again would be between about $400 and $500. And that's kind of where I'm thinking we would be by the end of the year. But don't be too surprised if we do end up lower than that by the end of the year. It's we are definitely in boring times, you guys. Definitely in boring times. And I feel like sometimes you got to zoom out to see that. I know I made a video talking about this last time, but just the last time we were in this price area at all, we were in it for a while, for like over a year, right? So we had volatility throughout of it. We had fake breakouts to the upside, fake breakouts to the downside, just overall moved sideways for literally like 14 months, and then we started to move up, right? The halving for Bitcoin was in May of this year, 2020, which was right here. And we'd been moving sideways more or less for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, 3 months of little volatility here, but 7 months. And then we continued to move sideways for another like 6 months afterwards. So the halving being in April, that's about 6 months away from here. Could we just move sideways and not actually break this high until then? Sure. If we do break that high, the height of this kind of range that we did last time was like, I guess, around $500. So again, that fits that range of that, expected extension zone right at 507. The 1618 is right there at the previous area of resistance. So, again, I am looking for these prices by the end of the year, but if we don't hit them by the end of the year, don't be too surprised. We are in the boring times, and just because we go up here does not mean it's on to new all-time highs just yet. We probably still have a lot of winding up to do, catching up to do, accumulating to do, and then, eventually we will get ready to make our move. But that's most of crypto, man. It's not going to happen. Everybody thinks that, if we're going up, it means new all-time highs. If we're going down, it means the bear market's still on. I think finding somewhere in between that is a little bit more appropriate. I don't think we're getting ready to make dramatic moves to either side. Yes, we are going to get ready to move one way or another, probably to the downside in my opinion, but if we move up, cool, we move up, but it's not going to be dramatic either way overall. So I feel like I've said enough. I don't think I need to say anything else. I very much do expect prices to hit 188 to that 195 area, and then from there we can talk about going up more. So one more time, shout out to the Dragon Riders. You guys are awesome, and I will see y'all on the next one. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Take care. Bye-bye.